this good, this bad, this true, this not true.
So please excuse my sarcastic tone. I'm a bit underwhelmed by the sample shown. Mr. Piss-Drunk fraternity guy, you got my ass full of bloodshot eyes. Get drunk and fight every night. Idolize Bradley, belittle women's rights. Homophobic, racist, and don't give a fucking hey. Do you think you can drive a bigger truck? So wear your baseball cap to the side to let everyone know that you're a nice guy. So cool, we're so impressed. Lots of chicks in a barrel chest. Cause you're a real man. Punch for punch, gonna piss in your face while you're passed out drunk. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. She's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planet. I just can't understand it. How could divine by deception and lies? Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics, cause everybody gets their just desserts. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first. You're next on the list. Such a nice guy who speaks through his fists. Prick with a penchant for messing with heads. A broken nose for dinner and breakfast in bed. Alcoholic, paranoid, and suicidal too. But you'll probably kill her before she gets away from you. Screws in a pool, letting her cry. All your friends say that you're a nice guy. Have a drink, this one's on me. Look, you're doing fine, losing to your disease. Comatose, I'll pack your bags. Bury you like cats ready to gag. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. We're all nice guys, but all of you are assholes. He's a nice guy, she's a nice guy. Hey, Tom Bone's a nice guy. All of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planet. The public demented. Put a body by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics. So let the flunkies will quench your thirst. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Plex. We do the show live on Sundays, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. If you're listening on the podcatcher that you use to listen to this or whatever, check out a live show sometimes. We're live several times a week, and I'd say it's fun, but sometimes it's fun. I don't know. You can support this project at patreon.com/Echoplex or eplex.store. And I am producer Dave. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, even sometimes Mastodon. And this is what the people want.
I don't hate the cops. There's a person inside when the truncheon stops. Oh, don't hate the cops. Oh, when the raiders come, who will protect the shops? Don't hate the cops. They're a sensitive bunch if you don't stop throwing your rocks. Snap, crackle, pop is the sound of a taser. Your body drops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. like your local police. Cause they don't do nothing wrong like your local police. Got rid of the corruption and the racism is gone. They've been keeping the peace, keeping homeless folks out of the parks and malls. Got a cure for your social disease. Follow the law, don't hate the cops. 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 Put your hands above your head and show you're not afraid. I'm the fairest judge that your skin color's gonna get. And if you die before the sun comes up, the paperwork will take forever. Well, it might have worked out a little bit better if you didn't hate the cops. Cause they don't do nothing wrong, don't hate the cops. You can't blame them for just doing their job, don't hate the cops. Well, you gotta wonder, how much would it cost for you to be shot at and stabbed at by maniacs and drunks? Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops.
All right, well, I've got something that I wasn't sure where to put, so we put it first. So we sometimes cover news bloopers like during red light or whatever, and usually the news bloopers are the newscasters or like a cat or something, like during COVID, if you remember. This time the news blooper happened on the screen. There, we're just taking a look at the traffic at, I don't know where I-71 and Gilbert Avenue is, but I imagine you can already guess if you're watching what you're about to see happen here.
Traffic is slowing down both sides around this car, as well as that on-ramp. Oh, shit. This literally just watched a crash happen in real time. And I almost said something inappropriate.
No, that would have been totally appropriate. Good catch, though. Good catch. Don't want our man there getting nailed, getting dinged by the FCC for a totally human and appropriate reaction. I hope that didn't look too bad. I don't think anybody got hurt or anything. So here we go. I didn't know where to put this, so I put it second, and this is from Instagram. So I fucking don't even know what's going to happen when I try to play this here, like on the web browser. Instagram, not known for being super good in the browser.
A Houston man was arrested after allegedly calling the governor's office and threatening to stab everyone if an age restriction wasn't taken off of his favorite anime website.
To be honest, I don't even feel like that was the exact words that I said. I don't know. I'd have to listen to the recording over again.
Joseph Osment told me that he likes to wind down by watching anime on a popular anime website called Crunchyroll. But on the evening of July 25th, he was locked out of the website due to an age restriction. When the 35-year-old Osment couldn't get around the lock, he allegedly called the governor's office, left a short but expletive-filled voicemail, and said he would stab everyone if the restriction wasn't removed. Age restrictions have been popping up on some anime websites following new state laws meant to cut back on animated and AI-generated pornography. But Osment told me that Crunchyroll isn't an adult website. Well, a few days after allegedly placing that call, Osment was arrested in Houston. He was driven all the way to Austin and booked into the Travis County Jail. He's charged with a third-degree felony for the threats after employees in the governor's office said they felt their safety was at risk. Osment didn't justify what he allegedly said, but he also didn't take it back.
It's an overstep. It's everything. You wasted thousands of taxpayers' dollars for a person that doesn't even have a working car, for a person that doesn't even really ever have $200 in his bank account.
Osment bonded out. He's now back in Houston. I've reached out to the governor's office, but I haven't heard back.
So this age restriction stuff is ridiculous. Yeah, Crunchyroll, I'm not super into that scene, but I know a lot of people who hang out in the chat are into anime. I don't think they host any explicit animation on Crunchyroll. These age restriction things are really stupid though, because all that's happening, some of the best coverage on this, and I don't always agree with Taylor, but Taylor Lorenz is doing like really good coverage on this. And I'm sort of with her on the fact that a lot of this is so that these companies can get more of your personal information so that they can possibly have a photo of your ID on file, any other number of things that they might gain access to in service of this saving the children bullshit. Though I'm not sure that the website Crunchyroll is really out there trying to harvest your data. I think a lot of times these websites, they're just trying to comply with these stupid laws, and it always ends up like, honestly, it'll end up like fucking with companies like Crunchyroll or whoever owns them, not like Meta or X AI or whatever the fuck it's called right now, or Google, because they have the infrastructure to do all this with very little hassle for them. It's gonna fuck with like small providers. I don't know, man. Let homeboy look at his anime, but I don't know. Also, like, don't threaten public officials, man. What the fuck? Like, I don't know. We'll go ahead and file this one under nobody to root for. So if people didn't hear, this week, Box Wine Janine Pirro dropped the charges in that reflecting pool case, and then speaking of case, as far as I could tell, she took a case of box wine out with her and left. I think she probably got fired. Here's Trump not too happy that Box Wine Janine Pirro had to drop the case.
To Janine, and frankly, I think she choked because the judge was really vicious. Instead of going after the people that did it, the judge went after her and went after her department. And I guess she choked. I don't know what the hell happened.
Are you reconsidering her role?
I don't know what you don't. You're fake news. Don't ever talk again. You're fake news. One of the worst in the business. Fortunately,
don't ever talk again. Like, what an asshole, dude. Yeah, the case, there was no evidence. So the judge was annoyed because there was no evidence. Trump again. We have photographs or tapes. I don't know. We got something, right? We have something. I know we have something. We got photographs. We got tapes or something. Got something.
Beautiful. Now, we have photographs or tapes, like moving cameras, right? We have them where people are on the side cutting it with a box knife. Was it?
Wait, where? No, we don't have that.
I was 100% thrilled with the contractor, but the contractor was rushing. We wanted to get it open for July 4th, and we got it done. But in addition, there was vandalism.
Okay, where are the video? It's the tapes. There's no tapes, right? It's gonna be digital video, but where are the tapes? Where's the fucking video? Where is the video of the people with the box cutters? See, the thing is, like, it doesn't matter for the people that like support this guy. Thankfully, those people who are going to support him, no matter what, that number seems to be slowly dropping. Not over stuff like this, over other stuff. Here's more though. Here's more. This rules.
There's a tape that's out there that I posted on Truth, where you have people leaning over the side. The weakest part, because of the flexibility, it moves. It's very complicated. It moves. Has to be flexible, and that's the stuff you can cut. And these guys knew what they were doing, and they cut all the way along the base. Cut. Now, When Janine looked at it, it was the day after the 4th of July with the largest fireworks display in the world. And the stuff was laying all over the pool, the fireworks, because they used the pool as one of the, and it was all over the pool. It was the day after, very shortly thereafter. But that was working beautifully, and it was vandalized. And if you look at the tape, now the tape isn't a great tape in the sense that it's a little hard to say who it exactly was. But
or what they were doing, or whether or not the tape even exists or is real.
People cutting this very expensive material, waterproofing material. Anyway, it looked beautiful. And then they cut it, and they vandalized. And we weren't necessarily thrilled with the contractor, but they did a job, and they were fixing any problems. But then it got carried away because the judge was extremely unfriendly to Janine. And frankly, I think she choked because the
Yo, there's no video of anybody cutting the fucking coating on the reflecting pool. I've not seen it. If it existed, it would be all over Twitter, right? Like Elon Musk would force you to watch it every 10 minutes. It's not there. This video that he's talking about does not exist. The one video, they have like a video of somebody like the coating had come up, right? And they have a video of somebody like, oh, this coating's coming up, and they grabbed at it. That's one of their pieces of evidence. Well, I don't know, man. All right, cool. The coating was coming up, and somebody's like, what the fuck is this? And they grabbed at it. All right, yeah. I'm not sure that even qualifies as vandalism, much less whatever the fuck they're trying to say people are doing here. That isn't even like the most simple vandalism. It's just like, oh, what's going on here? I would call it a investigation. I'd call it a curiosity. All right. Did you know that Donald Trump is allowed to fire people?
Declined to say whether you stand by Jeanine Pirro's decision to drop that case. What message does it send, though, if President Trump fires a U.S. attorney because she determined there was not sufficient evidence to charge 4 people with a crime?
Did he fire her?
I mean, what message would it send, I said, if
hypothetically, if the president chose to fire a United States attorney, it turns out he's allowed to do that because he's the president of the United States. So I don't. And by the way, if President Trump wanted to fire anybody, right, and within his administration, he understands he has the power to do that. So when he makes a decision about whether to fire a U.S. attorney or anybody else, that's his.
We understand. I mean, fuck Jeanine Pirro, but like, dude, like, she's like, she's like, this isn't going to work. She's like, I'm continuing to look worse and worse and worse every time I go in front of a courtroom. I am going to lose my law license if I continue to do this. Not that I think that fucking Jeanine Pirro is a fucking, a highly respectable officer of the court or whatever, but like, man, yeah, there was no evidence. Not that there was insufficient evidence. I don't think there was any evidence that anybody vandalized the fucking reflecting pool. I certainly haven't seen anything that I saw that looked like vandalism. Like I said, the worst thing I saw was that somebody came up and it appeared that you could see that the coating was already coming up, and somebody just kind of tugged at it. It was like, what's this? Because that's like a reasonable thing to ask. Like, what's this? And then investigate. Again, I don't know, man. I think there's like probably been like frat boys, possibly even Henry Kissinger, have gone like skinny dipping in the fucking reflecting pool and shit, dude. I bet all kinds of shenanigans have happened out there in the middle of the night, especially before we lived in a surveillance state. Here's Donald Trump. Did you know that he likes Miracle Grow?
Replaced with the top stuff. The parks are all being replaced. It starts very soon, actually. We'll do one at a time. It's about 700 acres of parks. They're all going to have brand new, the best grass you can get. Scott's. You know Scott's? Scott's Miracle Grow. They're doing it. They do great grass. What can I tell you? I got to give them a plug because they did the White House for free. Sir, a friend of mine, a guy that, he's terrific. We'd like to give you new grass at the White House. I said, I'll take it. How much? He said, free. I'll take it. One of those things. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, this is at least the 5th time.
All right. All right. They're going to put Miracle Grow in the parks, everybody. everybody check this out. Once again, there is going to be a deal with Iran. This will be 25th, 26th time, 27th time. I don't know. How many times has there been a deal with Iran? There's going to be one, though.
And we've seen President Trump last week threatened what would have been one of the largest military campaigns, or the largest military campaign since World War II, against the Iranians. And now because of that, we are in talks with the Iranians. And I think there is a chance we may have a deal today or tomorrow to open the strait and move towards a more normalized position in this conflict. And that's because their Air Force is wiped out, their Navy is wiped out, substantial portion of their missiles are wiped out. More importantly, their missiles.
Wait, didn't we run out of missiles?
Production capability is wiped out. So anything that happens in the Gulf will benefit Japan and indeed the rest of the world, Joe.
We're gonna have a deal again. No, we're not. No, we're not. What incentive is there for the people who are in charge of Iran right now to make any kind of deal? There doesn't seem to be any upside for them. It's all upside for them to just, I don't know, sit there and fucking do nothing and be like, all right, whatever. I mean, it sucks that they're being bombed and shit. I understand. And like there's civilians being bombed, but if you're part of the leadership of that country, the best thing you can do right now is just nothing. Trump's finger is on the pulse. The deal is coming.
Ultimately will agree to a deal. And so we can go either direction, and really Iran gets to decide the direction. But we come from a position of strength in the United States. President Trump obviously has his finger on the pulse of this situation. And right now we're choosing diplomacy, negotiation, and to get a deal done. I think we're closer than we've ever been to a deal on this situation. But at the same time, we continue to be in a position of strength as it relates to Iran.
So before all this happened, didn't we have a deal with this situation? Didn't Barack Obama strike some kind of deal with this situation? Wasn't it generally thought of to be a reasonable and good deal with this situation where nobody was arguing over the Strait of Hormuz, boats were just going through there. Iran was allowing inspectors to come in to check on their nuclear stuff. I mean, it wasn't perfect or whatever. Nothing's perfect, but I thought the deal before was, pretty good. Seemed fine. And then, I don't know, Iran, so far as I could tell, was just over there minding their own fucking business. And then we decided to fucking attack them. And I think what happened, I swear to you, I think what happened is that the Israelis contacted Trump and said, we're going to strike Iran. And Trump said, I'm going to strike Iran. Not out of any kind of solidarity, but more out of jealousy. He was like, what do you mean? No. We're the ones who bomb people. Excuse the fuck out of me. Okay, so maybe there isn't a deal. Wait. Maybe there isn't a deal.
Here's what I think we are, Trace. Look, we went to a ceasefire on April the 7th, began negotiations on April the 8th because the Iranians were making overtures to us that they were willing to negotiate over the Straits of Hormuz. We had conducted 38 days of epic fury and roaring lion, a combined operation with the two most proven militaries in the world today, focusing on Iran. And we stopped after those 38 days with, most people think, about 14 days to complete all of the assigned military objectives. So we went into this negotiation phase, and we're in it now. We've been in it for almost 4 months. And we don't have the Straits of Hormuz open, although we thought we had an agreement, right? Just a few weeks ago, our president...
Wait, no, we didn't. Just a few weeks ago, I probably talked about this and said, no, I don't think most people believed that we had an agreement just a few weeks ago, I would suggest.
And within days of that, Iran violated it. And they've continued to violate a tentative ceasefire agreement as well, and we've been retaliating, and each time they do it, we strike back a little harder on that. The second thing we really want to achieve through this diplomatic phase is certainly some kind of agreement over their nuclear enterprise. And when you look back on it, do you think we're close to getting a deal on the Straits of Hormuz, number one? Are we getting close to a deal on a nuclear enterprise? I don't think so. I think the evidence is pretty clear. So what it remains here, and I think the Trump administration, and likely the president, is already reassessing the diplomatic strategy we're on. And do we still have a realistic option to accomplish our assigned objectives if we can't do it through diplomacy? I think we absolutely do. and what that is returning to major combat operations, combined operation, certainly with CENTCOM and with the Israelis. They're both ready and prepared to do that. And what would that look like? Well, it would be actually bigger and more comprehensive than what Epic Fury has, because we have more targets through intelligence to take care of, and we also are at full magazine depth to deal with those targets. So it would be an all-out attack on their weapon systems, drones, missiles, whatever's left of their nuclear enterprise, IRGC, their units, and also their leaders. We would go after very heavily their energy and economic targets, oil and...
Oh, you mean war crimes. Now you're talking about war crimes. Okay, cool.
As an example, isolate the country, roads and rails leading to border countries, seaports and airports as well. And it's sort of military...
Oh, fantastic. So if people want to leave, they can't leave. Yeah, war crimes.
The country. And then we would open the Straits of Hormuz. And
there's one Strait of Hormuz, unless there's just like a bunch of straight people that hang out over there. Then those, I guess, are the Straits of Hormuz. To be fair, Iran would tell you there's no gay people in Iran, so maybe they're all the Straits of Hormuz.
Certain it stays open, and finally conduct covert operations. After this operation, I think, and what I'm describing to you, and there's only a piece of it, can't get into all the details here, but it would be so comprehensive that it would likely put the regime on a path to its eventual collapse. But one of the things we should also do after the operation is over and when the straits are open is continue to press covert operations in there to undermine the regime and assist the people. I think that remains a realistic option to accomplish the assigned goals the president had at the very beginning. Remember? Strategic goals, no nuclear weapon, take Iran off the board as a predator in the region that it has been for 47 years. I don't think we're going to get there diplomatically. It's not because I favor the military operation. I'm just looking at the facts. It's almost 4 months. The straits aren't open, and we're not any closer to a nuclear deal. Let's get this.
But the Strait of Hormuz was open, and previous to this, there was a nuclear deal. This is like, remember that thing like where a bully would be like grab your fist and make you punch yourself in the face and go, why are you punching yourself? Except there's no bully doing this. It's just like some random person walks up while you're punching yourself in the face and goes, hey, why are you punching yourself?
And we're going to have a spike in prices for sure. It'll be temporary. It'll eventually go down. And I think that would be somewhat beneficial for those who are concerned about the political concerns, and they're realistic. I understand that, dealing with midterm elections and some of the economic strain, but that would be temporary.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, just to clarify, General Keane, are you talking, when you say covert operations and you bring back Israel into the mix, how would that benefit the United States? Are you talking about Mossad? Are you talking about using Israel for covert operations along with the kinetic stuff?
Yeah, certainly. Well, I'm making
these people are so incompetent that somebody's going to send in like spies or intelligence operatives, and then the United States is going to whoopsie poopsie bomb our own fucking spies.
That the CIA and the Mossad work together right now to put as much pressure on the regime covertly, and also working with leadership groups of Iranians inside the country, and certainly get considerably more aggressive with a lot.
Oh, great. We've actually got sleeper cells inside of Iran. Fool, those people are playing you. You're getting played, almost certainly.
Putting maximum pressure on the regime as comprehensive as what I just described every single day, 24/7, not just a 2-hour attack that we saw last night, but this is daylight attacks, night attacks, and they're going on for a couple of weeks. a lot more pressure covertly can be applied to help break this regime apart. Can't get into the details of all of that, but just use our imagination. You can think through what our capabilities are, and we have done this in other places ourselves in other countries. And
yeah, how'd that go?
Certainly, the Mossad has had huge impact inside the regime through the years.
We've done this in other places. Oh, really? Recently? In the last 25 years? How'd that go? Do we consider those things successes? Like, they're just like, here, look, we blew some shit up and we're just going to keep showing this fucking loop of shit that we blew up. It's like, man, one of those things looked like it was like a fucking, like an Airstream trailer. You blew up a Winnebago. Good job. Like, what are they talking about? I think the only good strategy for the United States is to just leave. Just be like, sorry. Shouldn't have done that. Whoopsie poopsie. I think it's the only good strategy for the United States. It'd be like, that was a bad idea. Sorry that we blew up your country. Yeah, back away slowly. Just pretending, you know what? Just Donald Trump could come out tomorrow and say, what do you mean? We didn't start shit with Iran. What are you talking about? And like about half of his supporters will just believe him, be like, oh, none of that happened. That was all fucking CG. It was all, it was all part of the plan. The storm is coming. God damn it. All right. So we're done with the Iran part of the show. Like, it's really weird that like there's this ongoing conflict with Iran and it just sort of seems like a footnote in the news of the week or whatever, but that's sort of where we're at. You know, that's how it goes. Anyway, here's Waters, Jesse Waters. He's talking about there's a communist takeover, everyone. A communist takeover. We're doing the Cold War again. I hope that's okay with everybody. The problem is we're doing the Cold War against ourselves.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz joins us now. You think you'll be able to walk through the halls of the Senate, Senator, and bump into Abdul?
Look, Abdul, we're looking at Mao, we're looking at Che Guevara. Literally a communist take.
Listen, man, Abdul might be cool, but he's no Che Guevara.
Democrat Party. Saying those words, that sounds extreme, but that is how they describe themselves. That they.
Listen, man, again, Abdul seems like he looks like he might win. I think he'd do a good job as a senator, but he ain't no Che Guevara. Let's just stop. Let's just stop with this bullshit right now. All right. Listen, he just ain't Che Guevara. All right. There's only one Che Guevara. Oh, you know who's got their finger on the pulse of the Democratic Party? You know who's really good at defeating socialist candidates? That's Andrew Cuomo. Here's Andrew Cuomo on CNBC.
Conceptually, change, reform, everything free sounded great. But now the DSA opened their mouth, Democratic Socialists, and they're starting to explain.
Yeah, they opened their mouth and said, don't vote for Andrew Cuomo, and then people didn't.
Their platform is. And it is frightening.
You just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate. True. Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them. Yep. Abolish ICE. Absolutely. Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally. As a long-term plan, yep. Defund the Pentagon. Absolutely. Abolish prisons, at least in large part. Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah. Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why you saw the lead in Michigan collapse. That socialist candidate.
That's why you saw this guy win, but just by less than some people thought he was going to win.
And over the past 2 weeks, the Democratic Socialists have been talking about their platform. Do away with the president. Do away with the Supreme Court. Do away with the Senate. No aid to Israel. And I think people have said, whoa, let's slow down.
So I think we need to get rid of the Senate. I think we need to get rid of the Senate and expand the House of Representatives, because it is mind-expandingly stupid that Wyoming, population approximately that of Oakland, California — Oakland isn't even one of the large cities in California — has the same number of senators as California. So I'm for that. Supreme Court seems stupid, right? It's almost impossible to get fired from the fucking Supreme Court. The way we do the presidency is dumb too, because as we've seen, there's really no mechanism to stop a president from breaking the law. So we should probably do a little something about that. Borders as they exist right now are actually a fairly new concept. Large part of American history, you can just walk across the Mexican or Canadian border and come here. Nobody cared. The people who are already here, I mean, I don't know, man, they're already your fucking neighbors and shit. So let them be here. Prisons, we got too many people in prison. Prison should be only for people who commit acts of extreme violence. Otherwise, there are much better ways to deal with social problems. So yeah, I mean, like, stop giving aid to Israel. Yeah, I mean, we give foreign aid to other countries and shit. And, you know, maybe at some point, depending on changes in policy, foreign aid could again go to Israel, but not under the fucking current set of circumstances. Absolutely not. So these are all directionally good things, I think, for the Democratic Party. I don't think they're all going to happen next week or next year or even in the next 10 years, but these are all the directionally good things, I think. All right, now we're going to go on to Hassan. I don't even fucking watch Hassan, but now I feel like it's time for me to just start going hard in the paint for him at all times. Just because, like, he's just been over there kind of minding his own fucking business. Like, you know, doing his shows, going out and trying to get out the vote for candidates that he likes and shit. I don't know. Otherwise, fucking motherfucker minds his own business. Here's Sean Hannity, though. Sean Hannity's opinion on this, if you could imagine, is different than mine.
What do you make? He won't condemn his good buddy Hassan Piker that previously called for the streets to turn red with blood, the blood of property owners. America deserved 9/11, praising Hamas, praising communist China, dressing up as Chairman Mao. I mean, this guy was out on the campaign trail with him. Never mind the fact that it didn't seem to pay off that Grandpa Bernie Sanders and AOC were in Detroit, you know, the weekend before the election, campaigning in Detroit, you know, where a big, huge block of votes are. Haley Stevens outperformed big time in this heavily populated area.
Sean Hannity being like, oh, yeah, well, look at how the people in Detroit voted is a fucking take. It is a fucking take. I bet if we were to go find everything that Sean Hannity has ever said about Detroit, he would have probably said some things that you'd be like, are you sure he said that about Detroit?
Would assume for for El Sayed to come November.
Well, the clip that you played where they asked if he was going to disavow what he said Hassan Piker was recently out streaming, and he said, Abdul called me and asked me to come in. So he knew exactly who he was calling. He knew that this was a guy who said, let the streets run red with the blood of capitalists. They are socialists. They've come out and said it. Abdul is trying to play like he's not. But it's this guy. Remember, Hassan Piker is a birthright citizenship baby. His parents are not U.S. citizens.
So am I. Wait, no. I am a birthright citizen. If you were born here in America, you are a birthright citizenship baby. You know who, when they say birthright citizenship baby, you know who it applies to? Not me, because I'm white.
They came to New Jersey. They had a baby. They went back and raised him in Turkey. Now, in his 20s, he's here trying to mess up our elections. It's exactly what we said is the problem.
He's trying to mess up our elections by getting people to vote for declared candidates.
Right, citizenship. This guy is a bad guy. He doesn't talk about Americans as though he is one, because he's not. He'll say, Americans think this and Americans think that. People mistakenly believe.
I bet he probably says things like I say, like many Americans think this, or stupid Americans think this. I don't watch the guy. I should start watching him now. Fuck it.
He is also an American. He is here to just disrupt. And Abdul has welcomed him into the state of Michigan. And people are not going to.
Well, as an American citizen, or as you say, a birthright citizenship baby, he is allowed to go to Michigan.
could you accept anybody? How could you campaign with anybody who says this about 9/11? The Michigan people will not accept this.
Okay, so like I'll cop to like the initial thing that he said and the way he said it was a dumb thing to say, maybe, but like a lot of like blowback is a pretty well understood and well accepted concept in political science. It is not crazy to think that the way that the United States has behaved overseas is going to potentially cause individuals and groups to want to attack the United States, either overseas or here in this country. Human beings do revenge. It's just a fucking thing that human beings do. We do revenge. So it's not crazy to think that human beings do revenge. Any of you ever wanted revenge? Well, if you've ever wanted revenge and you think that people in other countries are just us but over there, then it's not fucking hard for you to understand that people in other countries might want fucking revenge against the United States. The thing is, I think a lot of these people don't think about people in the Middle East as though that they're just us but in the Middle East, because these people are bigots and they think that the people in the Middle East are somehow dramatically different than us or possibly not even human. So that's why they don't really understand the concept of blowback. Laura Ingram, fucking this clip slaps. Check this out.
So the question here is, come November, will those Haley Stevens voters really vote for the guy who's the socialist dreamboat of diversity? Are they really going to buy his attempt to pivot and his silly gym rat flex and his tight-fitting black tee?
What the fuck? So when somebody other than him does this shit, it's like, oh, this is a masculinity. Men should work out. They're high tea. This is good. He does it. They're like, uh-oh, buff Arab guy. Be afraid of buff Arab guy. I don't know. The dude looks like he's in pretty good shape. It looks like he's in pretty good shape, but he's a doctor too. So, you know, he ain't on any of that weird fucking peptide or fucking HGH bullshit that a lot of the right wingers are on. Like, it looks like I think we'll call his torso. We'll call them big naturals. So, here's a Turning Point USA spokesperson. This is Andrew Clovet says that Abdul El-Sayed is an Egyptian. He said a larger plot to Islamify America, everybody.
The Abdul, does he have a shot? Is he going to win?
I hate to say it. I think he's got a shot. He's sort of like Mamdani, where he's very, very good at selling a.
You could have just stopped. I think he's very, very good. You could have just stopped at that. Yeah, I think he's good. He good.
But ultimately, this is a guy we have to remember that is standing side by side with Hassan Piker, who has called for capitalist blood to spill the streets. He's called for the murder of Rick Scott. He said somebody.
I don't think he directly called for the murder of Rick Scott. Like, what the fuck? I'm not buying this. I'm just not buying this.
Do it when it comes to the assassination of President Trump. He said that we deserve 9/11, and this is his best buddy. This is the guy he goes and campaigns with and says,
I don't think that. I bet he has a best friend who we don't know about, because maybe his best friend isn't part of his campaign.
Inshallah. This is a.
Inshallah just means God willing. Yo, that just means God willing. I don't believe in God, so it's not something I'd say or whatever, but it just means God willing.
Dangerous radical man who's trying to paint it in a rosy picture and trying to express his American bona fides. No, this is an Egyptian descent Muslim man who is part of a larger scheme of the Islamification of America to seize power incrementally, little by little, by open borders and by convincing everybody that he's going to cozy up to the Jews and that he's just going to be a martyr.
Cozy up to the Jews? What? What do you mean cozy up? What? Why would he? I don't think he's specifically said he's going to really cozy up to any particular religious group at all. I think he was just trying to get as many people to vote for him as possible. That seemed to be my take on his campaign.
All-American boy. That is not what this is. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing, but he's got a real shot, Jesse.
What does inshallah even mean? I don't even know what that means.
Well, fucking, of course you don't. I don't know. What do you do all day, Jesse Waters? You gotta look that shit up.
It's I think it's like a prayer to God, so God help me or something along those lines.
Okay. This means God willing. Like, what do you do all day?
To learn.
But that's about what
I
it is.
have a lot to learn about
Yes,
this
we all
Michigan
do.
race. I think it's a little bit of a learning curve.
Well, yeah, what do these fucking people do all day? Also, I think that this is bullshit. I think they know that it just means God willing, right? I think that they just know it means God willing. They're just trying to like pander to the ignorant people in their audience who are afraid because the word sounds all fucking Araby and shit. Like, but who cares whether they know or don't know, right? It's like the idea here is that they're trying to scare their audience. They're like, oh, he said inshallah. All right. We don't know what that means, but you should be afraid of it. I think they just are afraid of it because it's not in English, which these people don't even fucking know that many words in the first place. Here's Michael Savage. Have y'all heard anything about the Muslim Brotherhood? Had you heard anything about the Muslim Brotherhood since Obama left office? Like, as soon as Obama left office, the Muslim Brotherhood all but disappeared. But don't worry, it's back, and fucking Zoran Mamdani's in charge now.
Well, Dr. Michael Savage joins us now. You know, but what really is, I think, the most terrifying part of this is how I think the West has largely responded to it, especially Western media, pretending that this needs to be met with, sympathy.
Toothbrushes, sneakers, things like that.
Are you against toothbrushes and sneakers? Are you trying to be Asmongold?
They don't see it for what it is. It's sort of a repeat of history. It's not identical to the Moorish invasion of Spain in.
Oh no! Shit! I didn't know he was going to do that. All right, dude. Whatever.
11. But it's comparable in many ways. It's not on the mainland of Spain. At first, people would say they're invading the mainland of Spain, like the Moorish invasion of the Iberian Peninsula in 711, when 12,000, by the way, Arab...
In 711 or at 711? Oh, don't clip that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Invaded and took over Spain. That's when they started their conquest of Europe with only 12,000 troops. Of course, the population was smaller. But it's not exactly that, because Ceuta, C-E-U-T-A, first, the pronunciation's important. Ceuta is really a territory or colony of Morocco. It's a Spanish military colony on the Mediterranean coast. Okay, having said that, these people are going there because they know they're going to get freebies, handouts from the EU socialist.
They look happy.
President or whatever they call them.
Wait, they keep showing these people and they look happy. I don't know what's going on. Maybe something really bad's going on in Morocco. You could talk about that. I don't know, man. Those people look thrilled. I find those people to be not scary.
Monarch of Spain. What is he, a monarch of Spain? The man is a nightmare. So this military post was overrun. This autonomous city administered by Spain.
Well, it was overrun because the people there, the Spanish decided, like, they were like, well, we should probably not massacre these people because they're not Americans in Spain.
If they overrun it, they have benefits, which is just exactly like what is happening, for example, in California, New York, Illinois, Minneapolis, you name it. Invasion, conquest.
I bet if you asked him what state Minneapolis is in, it would take him a minute to remember.
Conquest, no guns, not necessary with liberalism. You conquer the people and you destroy them from within by sucking them dry of welfare and other benefits. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Now, what the socialist president of Spain is going to do, I don't know. He called out the troops after they're already invaded. They've already invaded. What's he going to do now? Kick them all out?
Well, I was thinking...
I wonder who lit that car on fire.
The way he's playing this is, obviously, I think they're going to get a lot of these people out of there. I think what it really is that this socialist leader has been welcoming this for a very long time. This is too much all at once, though. And I think he read the room and said, you know what? we're going to lose all our power if we don't do something strong about this. So we're going to have to act like we respect the borders of this country. We respect the borders of the EU. We're going to throw them all out right now. We're acting like we're tough. Macron did the same thing with a really strong tweet. It's like you people have invited all of the Arab world into your country.
So hold on, Macron, not a socialist.
The last 15 years, and now all of a sudden you're against it. You're against it because it's too much all at once. You can do what they're trying to do very slowly and slowly build it up, but you can't have 60,000 invade a city of 80,000. The optics of that were terrible, so now they're acting tough.
Slowly boiling frogs is what they've been doing here in America. But
So did you know that is actually not, like, the frog will jump out of the water?
take a look at New York City. Mamdani is moving too fast and too abruptly in his communism. Even the
he got garbage cans. Did you see that? He got garbage cans. See that? They're big trash bins. Because in New York, one of the things people didn't like about it is that you just leave your trash out on the street and they'd come pick it up. He got trash cans.
Democrat Party has told him to slow down with his rhetoric against, quote, the rich, because they understand it's turning the middle against them. He doesn't understand the middle. Mamdani is an extremist. He's a revolutionary. He's a radical. He's the head of the Muslim Brotherhood.
You know who speaks for the moderates? Michael Savage.
Understanding. There's no question. He is absolutely the head of the Muslim Brotherhood.
I haven't heard, motherfucker, I haven't heard about the Muslim Brotherhood since like the day Trump took office in 2017.
Western world, and he's moving so quickly that he's turning the middle against the entire communist movement. So they even told him slow down. Okay, it's the same thing. He moved too fast, so maybe he'll slow down. I believe he's a middle of the road guy.
Yo, does the Muslim Brotherhood even exist? I never looked too deeply into it because the stupidest motherfuckers in the world were the only ones talking about it, right? So I was never like, well, I need to take a look into the Muslim Brotherhood. I think it probably doesn't exist. So, okay, this isn't great. Here's a tiny dancer Ben Shapiro, just doing a bit of a Jew check on some people. I would suggest to you, this might be a little anti-Semitic.
Well, Jon Stewart then blamed Fetterman. It's, of course, because Jon Stewart, again, all Jon Stewart cares about, because he's such a partisan hack, is the maintenance of the Democratic coalition. And if it turns out that coalition includes people who, if they had a shot and we were in a foreign country, would behead Jon Stewart, because Jon Stewart is a Jew, then, it doesn't really matter to Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart's willful ignorance about all of this. It is pretty incredible.
Wait, what?
Now, again, Jon Stewart is as Jewish as a ham sandwich. I mean, he's the same thing as Bernie Sanders. He doesn't practice Judaism. He doesn't have any relationship with Judaism. He doesn't care about Judaism. He doesn't care about Israel. He doesn't care about any Jewish principles. He just puts on the Jew hat every so often so that he can claim to speak.
I don't think he. Wait, I'm just going to leave that alone, actually.
Jews while excusing anti-Semitism or Islamism. But here he was going after John Fetterman.
Why are you blaming them when in some ways you could be blaming yourself and your colleagues?
It's not, well, I'm not blaming, I'm describing here where we at and what's happening now too. And I'm like, when we have people winning elections saying absurd kinds of positions that were absolutely toxic back in 2020 and saying, stop saying these kind of extreme things are not workable in the real world overall. And don't we want to win?
Meanwhile, fellow born a Jew, but not actually a Jew, Bernie Sanders, is out there saying that, you have to ride or die with people who say America deserved 9/11. That's how you build a coalition, obviously.
Piker has said America deserved 9/11. Are you comfortable with that association?
No, I am not. I think that's a dumb statement. On the other hand, he has a whole lot of followers, and there's a lot of things that he's saying that are making sense to a lot of people. I think, we have to get above cancel culture. When you do
cancel culture.
Oh, this is going to be great. Fucking Ben Shapiro right here about to defend cancel culture. I love it.
You say dumb things. I suspect if you go back over your career, there may be one or two things that you said that you may have regretted. But I think what we have got to do is look at the totality of where people are coming from and go forward.
This is the moral leader of the Democratic Party.
This shit isn't working anymore. Like, I don't like this at all, actually. I feel like this is pretty insulting to, like, liberal and, like, progressive and leftist Jewish folks in this country. It's pretty insulting. Not that like fucking people should be looking at Tiny Dancer Ben Shapiro as some kind of fucking thought leader. He and Jeremy Boring tanked what was a highly profitable right-wing propaganda outlet by trying to turn it into a Hollywood movie studio, forcing Jeremy Boring to resign. So I don't know if we should be trying to listen to Ben Shapiro about any of this stuff. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He'll get a soft landing, though, if Daily Wire fails, because I got this other movie coming out that we'll cover later that doesn't look like it's going to be very good, and I think they're going to lose a fucking shit ton of money on it. Up next, here's a rare moment that I agree with Tommy Tuberville.
We think everything's going to run on autopilot and it's going to be okay. If we don't straighten out this country's voting, if we don't straighten out this country's immigration system, we're not going to make it. It's going to be over with. And as you said, I'm going to go back to Alabama and we might build a 30-foot wall around our state because
fuck yeah. Give people a chance to leave before you do it, though. Give people a chance to like get the fuck out if they need to before you do that.
Know what's coming. I can see it coming. I can hear it coming. I can, you can just smell it out there that they want to take this country over, and they're not. They're a lot more aggressive than we are as Americans.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Again, there's some good old boys out there in Alabama and good old ladies and good old NB pals. So you got to give those people time and resources to get the fuck out before you build your wall. But then, yeah, I'm for the wall. Just make sure you let people leave. If they're like, I don't really want to be stuck here, actually, then I'm for it. So they got the Republican Party, the conservatives, they got their own problem right now. They got this Max Miller guy who is going to lose badly. It looks like he's going to lose really badly in a solid red race because so far as I can tell, there's pretty incredible allegations that he threw fucking boiling water at his wife and that he broke a 2-year-old's collarbone in some kind of altercation or possibly neglect situation, and that his ex-girlfriend, that I think he's seeing after he threw allegedly threw boiling water, or fucking it's like that scene in the movies where you dump the mashed potatoes on somebody's head, but the mashed potatoes are still boiling hot. So yeah, they got a problem over there with this guy. So let's see what the Republicans have to say about it.
Hi, thank you, Mr. President. Yesterday you were.
Who are you with, Liz?
I'm with the Washington Examiner, sir.
Good. They're doing good. They've been very nice to me.
You were asked yesterday whether Representative Max Miller should resign from Congress over the allegations, and you said that you'd have a look at it.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that? And also, do you think?
Well, it's a very sad thing. I know Max. He's a good person. I mean, I always thought he was a very good person, and I'm going to let the families figure that out. Those families. I know they're working on it. It's a very sad thing, especially when you know somebody so well, to be going through that. But it's accusations, and I'm going to let them figure that out. Yeah, please.
Oh, it's a family problem. Well, it was. His wife left, dude. That's not really a family anymore. Probably not even the best co-parenting situation, right? I'd imagine the co-parenting situation over there probably not being handled with respect and care for the kids. Here's more. Not from Trump, though.
One of the members of your conference, Senator Bernie Moreno, is publicly calling on Max Miller's former son-in-law to resign from Congress amid these allegations. Do you side with Senator Bernie Moreno, and should Max Miller resign?
It's a very sad and unfortunate case.
What about it is sad and unfortunate? Could you please be more specific?
Family matter, and I don't have any observations beyond that.
Senator, if a member of Congress is facing allegations of domestic abuse, should they continue to serve in that role?
Well, you talking about this particular case?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think again that's something that the House of Representatives, House matter. And obviously, as I said before, it's a family issue, too, in this case.
Well, no, she left his ass. So I'm not sure that, some people who have left their husband or wife, they still consider that person family. And in this case, I'd be willing to bet, nah.
But I think, those decisions on the future there are going to be made ultimately by the people of Ohio. And I think that's true. And I would say that of any similar case, it ultimately comes down, it's an issue between the...
Wait, no, I bet nuh-uh. I bet you didn't say that before about other things.
The voters that they represent, and then obviously the institution in which they serve. And when we've had circumstances like this, we refer them to the Senate Ethics Committee. Senator Langford, who chairs that committee, is here, and there is a process by which those determinations get made.
Yeah. This motherfucker needs, I don't know, fuck it. He's gonna lose badly in a seat that the Republicans should have won. I would suggest, if I was advising him, I'd be like, man, just take the L, dude. This is fucking bad. But since I'm not advising him and I'm rooting for the other side, I'm like, you know what, man, fucking, stick to your guns. But also, please don't buy any guns. All right, this is fun. Max Miller, with all this going on, you know what he did? He decided to take an interview. I was going to run the whole thing, but I was like, nah, I think y'all can watch the whole thing. He's like, oh, I'll go on Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper's an idiot. He's right. Jake Tapper's an idiot. But come on, even Jake Tapper is just gonna eat you for lunch. Watch this.
Though, right? The issue is, the one I asked you about is, did you hold this doll hostage? Because that is emotionally abusive behavior.
Mr. Tapper, no. And just to further more than that, there have been 2 investigations that have already been looked into me. And I would like to just have a little bit of moment to explain. The first investigation that was looked into me was that my ex-wife, Emily Moreno, filed a report of child abuse against me. That first incident, 2 individuals were held liable for abusing my daughter at a daycare, which I have a private settlement agreement from. I was found not guilty. They looked at my fingerprints. They made me take off my shirt. They made me look at my body to make sure that I didn't abuse my daughter. And that was number 1, Mr. Tapper. Number 2.
Oh no. Did this guy, what the fuck? Did this guy do some shit and then satanic panic a fucking daycare center? Wait, did he McMartin preschool the daycare center? Oh no.
When I was reported for child abuse for my daughter for a broken collarbone, my daughter was in my ex-wife's care 9 out of the last 11 days, and she took her to the emergency room, which is a contempt violation from our shared parenting plan. Furthermore than that.
Wait, what? 9 out of... But there were 2 days during... Friend? Wait, what? There were 2 days during that you were caring for your daughter, and then your wife, thinking maybe you hurt your daughter, took your daughter to the emergency room and didn't tell you about it. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't fucking tell this motherfucker about it either.
Tapper, is this. These matters have already been looked into. Miss Moreno has already gone to the police. The police are not investigating it. Ask yourself, why aren't they investigating these things? You see yourself, I am not getting any special treatment.
Yo, so yeah, this guy, you can't be found not guilty if you were never charged. Like, he wasn't found not guilty. There were no charges against him. I don't know for sure what happened here, but it sounds to me like it's not out of the question that this guy fucking satanic panicked the fucking daycare center and people who possibly didn't do nothing to nobody ended up having to fucking take the fall. I don't know what happened there. None of us do. We're never going to know. But I just know about the McMartin preschool.
With your former father-in-law's story today about your daughter and the little blue bunny doll that she cannot sleep without. If it's true, that sounds like emotionally abusive behavior toward a toddler to refuse to give it to her when she can't sleep without it.
Jake, I would agree that if that were true, that would be incredibly disturbing and that the senator would be right. However, he has taken 2 years to publicly acknowledge for me to resign from my seat. Why is that, Jake? If he truly believed, like, I'm a father to a 2.5-year-old daughter, I believe that you're also a father to children. And I don't know if you're actually a father to a daughter. But what I can tell you is, well, Jake, then what I can tell you is that if my daughter came to me and she said, my ex-husband did X, Y, and Z, and then I waited because I was nervous that a political live stream was going to expose a deeply impersonal, embarrassing matter to the senator for him to take that action. Sadly, this has nothing to do with my daughter, Jake, and that's what this entire thing is about. This is nothing more than an individual who's being politically vindictive and talking about a blue bunny when I have text messages I can show you from our parent coordinator, who is a mandatory court reporter, who said that Mr. Moreno would be coming over my home, and then another individual came who I don't know.
Well, first of all,
so the mandatory reporter thing, I don't know if they're going to necessarily report a dispute over a stuffed animal. I know that like this is like abusive behavior, but I just don't know if they're gonna report an incident where homeboy is trying to keep a stuffed animal away to like basically probably to get back at his ex-wife. So I don't know for again, there's a lot that we don't know for sure here. Maybe the ex-wife's father, the senator that he's talking about, didn't go public with this because the daughter asked him not to. She's like, I don't want to get dragged down in this. I've gotten away from him. I just don't want to fucking deal with him anymore. And maybe Pops like respected her wishes, and then it went public and he spoke. I don't know. I don't know what happened here, but there are any number of reasons. Anyway, here's one last segment from this interview.
When you did your live stream on Twitter or X on Sunday, you said you were doing so to protect your daughter. And you did so, and you also released a Dropbox on X with files involving your family to show that you were a good dad. Now, one of the files was an image of your daughter naked, and it was available.
Oh, this is fuck. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, good job. What the fuck? Like, come on, be less stupid.
Before that photograph was removed. It's an image that your ex-wife's attorney says could qualify as child sexual abuse material. Your attorney has said that he is the one who did that, and he apologizes, but it is shockingly reckless behavior by you and your team.
I wouldn't say that it's shockingly reckless. That photo that was put in there is actually a part of an investigation by the Child and Family Protective Services, and that is our...
Oh, maybe that's not the right... What? Maybe that's not the right thing to say, but I don't know. Who's advising this guy to take interviews?
Knowledge that people can go and they can look through court-reported mandates. This is being taken very much out of context. There was no genitalia of my daughter that was exposed, and this is once again a very salacious headline.
It's not publicly available. We called the court today. It's not publicly available. But your attorney apologized.
I'm not defending it. It's awful. I
you
don't
just
like
defended it. You said
I'm not defending it. It's a motherfucker. Like, it's one thing to lie about what you said last week, but it's another thing to lie about what you said 5 seconds ago.
Because it is taken out of context in terms of how the articles have been written about it. I didn't do this. My attorney took full responsibility. I believe that it's awful. There was never any...
Yeah, but didn't he share the Dropbox link? Like, why are you sharing the Dropbox? Like, there's all kind of problems here. If there's an investigation going on from a child welfare agency and there's a Dropbox link full of information about the investigation, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to just fucking share the link to that so that anybody can go look at it.
What I did on Sunday, okay, Jake, I went on CNN with Lauren Fox for a 45-minute interview about a month ago.
Right.
And
you ran some of it.
Right. You ran some of it, but only 6 minutes of that interview was played.
That's how TV works.
I know, Jake, but here's the deal, okay? She asked me a question, and she asked me a very, laced question and said, your ex-father-in-law and your ex-wife say that your daughter is terrified to go to your home. Every single time they say she's terrified. I then played Lauren Fox 3 separate audio videos, separate audio videos of my daughter saying, I do not want to go to mommy's, I do not want mommy's, and I do not feel safe. None of that made it out there. Why?
Because it was recorded without her permission, is my understanding of it.
No, it's a one-party consent in the state of Ohio.
Homeboy, you're on one-party consent when you're fucking talking about a recording of your fucking toddler? Or like, I don't know, maybe some time has passed and it's a kid. You're all one party consent. What the fuck?
And this is what I've had to do in order to get my truth out. I mean, you could say this is what the media does. They take a 45-minute interview and they clip it to 6 minutes of what they want the American people to see.
You know what? Fuck CNN and all that. Release the whole interview. Just put that shit out now. Be like, oh, okay. Well, we're going to actually put the whole interview up on our YouTube.
That's why I did the live stream to lay everything out.
But
and I'm
Congressman,
not hiding.
Congressman, I'm not talking about whether or not it was legal or illegal to record your ex-wife. I'm saying that the reason we didn't air it is because it was our understanding that the recording was done without her permission. That's something else. That's discretion. That's journalism. That's not a question of legality. But let's talk about it.
Oh, it was his wife that he was recording? Well, wait, now I'm confused. Anyway, this is all very confusing. And one of the things here is, so if somebody's an abuse victim, if somebody's being abused, they're going to do, especially if it's a child, they're going to do whatever it takes to placate their abuser once they're in that situation. Like, especially if it's a child, because that's their dad. So this is all fucked up. I don't know why this guy's taking any media. And speaking of people who can't take any media, this shouldn't take any media. This came up a little earlier. Here's a segment from the Jon Stewart interview with John Fetterman, the one that Ben Shapiro earlier said means that Jon Stewart isn't Jewish anymore. If I'm not mistaken, didn't we run a clip of Ben Shapiro just a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, saying that talking about how Jon Stewart's real last name is, I forget his last name now. It's not Lieberman, it's Leibowitz. Was it Ben doing that? It's one of these motherfuckers was doing that. So on one case, he's not Jewish. In the other case, he's too Jewish and trying to hide the fact that he's fucking Jewish or whatever. But actually, Jon Stewart is just his fucking stage name. Anyway, here's Fetterman. Didn't do such a great job during this interview, so far as I could tell.
So for you could agree with them 90%, but Israel is the red line.
Absolutely. Israel for me. Like I can't ever turn my back to Israel after where it's at.
So, and I mean no disrespect on this, but that is not our country. You're saying that these candidates may have great ideas for our economy. They may want to do the exact same thing you want to do in terms of getting money out of politics. They may want to increase the social.
I don't think Fetterman wants money out of politics.
They may want to change the balance of power from capital back to labor. But if they don't agree with you on Israel, you don't want them in your party.
Well, I don't know who you're referencing to specifically.
No, I'm referencing what you just said.
Name
so
one.
In other words, Syed or AOC or Bernie Sanders, I assume you agree with a lot of what they say economically.
And what I'm saying is, like, if you are a DSA member, if you are a member of a specific political party, run under your own banner. And now I think Bill Maher said something very insightful. He said, the DSA are colonizing the Democratic Party. So just be
the fuck?
Be Democrats if you're going to run under the Democratic Party for that. Why have a DSA party for overall? So run on that, and you all understand.
It's just an organization. It's not, we have a two-party system. It's like the Freedom Caucus in the Republican Party. There are, there's Randy Fine and Ogles and all these nutbags that are also part of an area, and Republicans, I'm sure, may not agree with all of them on all kinds of things, but there is no other party. Well, I guess you could try it, but my point is, if you don't disagree with them on a lot of things, why not use some of that energy? And even like Mamdani in New York is DSA, but there are things in the DSA platform that he disagrees with. And I'm assuming there's probably things in the Democratic platform that you might disagree with, but you don't disavow the entire thing. You're literally saying we can all have discussions, except when it comes to Israel, which is not America. It seems like a weird line to draw.
Well, so then, I don't think that's weird. I think what history demonstrates is that when people or a government or people turn their back to the Jewish community, things end really badly, and it's a dangerous.
Jewish community and Israel are not the same thing, brother man. They're not. That is not the same thing.
No. It's like, hey, it's like if I have to pick a side for after 10/7 and after Iran, I'm always going to stand with Israel. I'm always going to vote and support whatever that's necessary to protect themselves and to prosecute Hamas.
Oh God, what an idiot! God, I can't wait. I can't wait till what is he? Is it 28 that his term is up? Because that guy's gonna be out. There's no way that guy wins a fucking Democratic primary. There's absolutely no way. In fact, I'm thinking he's gonna get stomped. I mean, he is going to lose so badly. I don't know what the primary process is like in Pennsylvania. I don't know how many people are going to be running, but if there's like 5 or 6 candidates who are considered to be viable or somewhat viable, I'd be surprised if this motherfucker finishes third. He is so out of step with the average Democratic voter. I'm not talking about the DSA or the people that watch or listen to my stuff or like the leftists or the fucking even the progressives. I'm talking about the average Democratic voter. Polling shows that somewhere between 65 and 80% of Democratic voters oppose the behavior and actions of the nation state of Israel currently. He is so far out of step on this. This issue is important. He's in the Senate. The Senate sets policy for the United States government. And, it's kind of a joke to think that the Senate has anything to do with foreign policy because in many cases, the president has been able to basically since World War II, essentially act as a dictator over U.S. foreign policy. But still, Senate is ostensibly there to set foreign policy or to have a voice in foreign policy for the country. So this is actually an important job of the Senate. This guy is so out of step with the rank and file Democratic voter. He's going to lose so badly. So we're going to move on now to the economy, which is, whatever. Fox Business celebrates July report showing a loss of 23,000 jobs. Great news.
Let's get to Lauren with the numbers. Go ahead, Lauren.
Minus 23,000. No rebound for the July jobs report. Negative 23,000. Unemployment rate drops in July to 4.1% from 4.2% in June, and the same for the expectation. The number of unemployed drops from 7.1 million to 6.9 million. Where are other jobs, Maria? Well, manufacturing, bright spot, better than expected, created 5,000 jobs in the month. But again, a disappointing jobs report. Dow futures way up, doubling where they were before. I'm going to continue to dig through to tell you where the jobs are and are not, Maria.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. 23,000 jobs lost in the month of July. Louis, you wanted a weak report. You got it. Was this too weak?
All right, a couple things real quick. When you see a decrease in the number of jobs and you see the unemployment rate falling, that means that people have fallen off the unemployment rolls because they've either given up on finding a job or just can't find one and their unemployment has run out. And 5,000 jobs, 5,000 manufacturing jobs in a nation of almost 350 million people. Motherfucker, that number might as well be 5. Like good for those 5,000 people that got jobs in the manufacturing sector, right? No shade on them. Although I do wonder what the working conditions are like. Jesus Christ.
When Palantir announced their earnings, they basically had record earnings by decreasing their sales force. So they're
oh, you don't say.
AI productivity boom underway. And it's obvious what's happening. But no, this is great news. That's why the market's up. And now
the market's up by 0.23% for the Dow Jones Industrial. S&P 500 up 0.41%. NASDAQ up 0.82%. Hey, man, the markets are fucking going crazy. I don't believe in the markets as an indicator of what the economy is like for the average person or for the Americans as a whole, but to say that like, oh, there was a bump, it's like, motherfucker, this is just like a different day than yesterday. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come on, stop it. I don't know that much about economics and shit, but this is all so clearly bullshit.
As an unemployment mandate, and so this is great news. And obviously, a lot of people disappeared from the workforce if the unemployment rate dropped.
Charles,
lots of people disappeared from the workforce? All right, what does that mean? All right, dude, cool.
Yeah, I mean, we got to go through it, but Louis just made that last point, fewer jobs, but a lower unemployment rate, fewer unemployed. Looks like a participation situation here. I want to get the wages, but I like that part with the manufacturing.
Wages are 3.2% on an annual basis.
Okay, 3.2%. No pressure on Warsh. He might be sitting back smiling at everyone who went nuts last Wednesday.
I like that. Again, in a nation of fucking 350-ish million people, 5,000 new jobs might as well just be 5 new jobs.
Number that was better than expected. Now this jobs report. So that's good. The Fed's out of the picture, at least for today. The manufacturing part of this, I think, dovetails with what I was talking about, this manufacturing miracle going on. And
Miracle? It's 5,000 jobs. 5,000 manufacturing jobs being created in Oakland, California wouldn't even be a miracle. What are you talking about?
It's the rest of it. We've got to look at the details. Obviously, the market's reaction to digesting this, it could be completely different at the end of the day. But we've got a pretty good tailwind in this market right now, and this should not.
The market's reaction up. The Dow Jones Industrial Futures down to fucking 0.19% increase. What the fuck, dude? Oh man, come on, man. This is like. Does anybody buy this?
No, this market's going well. It is up 231 on the NASDAQ, and the Dow Industrial's up 104. Look, to see the negative 23,000 for the month of July, Lauren, you've also got revisions to report.
I will get the revisions for you. I wanted to tell you where we're losing jobs in the economy first, if I can here. Retail lost 19,000 jobs. Government down by 53,000. Leisure and hospitality. What about the World Cup hiring? Down 40,000 in the month. Bright spots, as I noted, manufacturing up 5,000. Construction up 22,000. So there are bright spots, but that is where the jobs are and are not. If anyone has revisions right now, I'll take
them. What about like medicine, which is a big industry where people are employed?
Okay, we will wait on that. Steve Moore, I want to get your take on the macro.
No mention of the tech sector, except that Palantir fucking earnings are good. No mention of the tech sector. That's weird.
Story and this productivity story. We keep talking about productivity on fire, and the Treasury Secretary talked about it with me weeks ago. Here's what Scott Bessent said on productivity right now. Watch.
That was like one of my streams. I'm like, wait, are you guys waiting for the Twitter video to start too? That happens to me sometimes.
This is a generational technological boost. President Trump came in and became one of the great supporters of this very important technology. President Trump is allowing the AI companies and the data centers to build their own power generation. So we're seeing it there. We're seeing it up the supply chain, and this is kind of a once in a generation or build out. On the other side of this, we are going to see big productivity growth, and really that's how you increase national wealth, is through productivity growth. The U.S. is the home for this.
Steve Moore, your reaction. Steve.
I totally agree with what Scott Bessent just said. He's exactly right. Productivity is what drives growth. But here's the really interesting thing about those numbers Lauren was just talking about. We buried the lead a little bit here because we saw a big reduction in, if I heard Lauren correctly, a big reduction in government hiring, which is a good thing. We want the government to shrink. That's called draining the swamp in Washington. So had a net.
Man, reset your router or something.
If I got those numbers right, we had a net.
Man, I don't know. Do what you can to help the economy. Go buy an expensive Wi-Fi router. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with your connection?
a reduction.
Steve, we can't really hear you very well. Steve, you're going in and out.
That's exactly the opposite.
Yeah, I know that's what we want. Let me get to Mohammed El Arian. We can't hear you well, Steve. Mohammed, in terms of wages being up 3.2%, a decline in jobs down 23,000, and the unemployment rate at 4.1%, your reaction?
So first, I think this takes the focus off the Fed, and if core CPI is well behaved next week, which I expect, the focus is going to continue to shift off the Fed.
This guy's name's Muhammad. If he was a Democrat, they wouldn't have him on and they'd say that he was part of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Second, Steve and I talked about this last month on your show. It's the supply side of the labor market we have to focus on. And I suspect that what we're seeing is a combination of two things. On the demand side is the World Cup, but more important is what's happened to the supply side.
You got it.
And that speaks to the unemployment rate coming down to 4.1%. So it's important to focus not just on the demand for labor, but the supply for labor. And third, I agree with everybody. The key to our future and our kids' future is going to be in productivity growth. And the outlook for that is very bright.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we also have revisions actually for June and other revisions. Lauren, do you have those numbers?
Revisions for June, Maria, down by 37,000. May down by 66. Combined 103,000 fewer jobs created in the months of May and June, Maria.
Yeah. And that is all about the market reaction today is all about what this means for the Federal Reserve.
We've actually revised the other ones and they seem to be bad too, but that's good. That's good. The market is up 0.17%. Yeah, I don't know shit about the economy or whatever, but that all doesn't really seem like doesn't seem like things are going so great. Anyway, did you know that we actually there was job growth if we were just to exclude the sectors where there was job losses? Like, for example, did you know that if you were to exclude the amount that I have to pay in rent every month, I'm kind of balling. I have tons of extra cash. These idiots.
Jobs number is out for July. Employers are cutting 23,000 jobs last night. That's well below the number we were expecting to add, about 80,000. Unemployment rate did drop lower, 4.1%. Let's get a take on that now from the White House. Kevin Hassett, National Economic Council Director. Sir, good day to you, and thank you for coming back here.
Great to be here.
Just give me, how do you read it? Strength, weakness, go.
Yeah, so the strength is what we've seen before, construction workers, manufacturing workers, and so on.
Yeah, but you're showing office workers, which I'm assuming that's a lot of people, and I'm assuming that's one of the sectors who lost jobs.
The weakness in this number were really just two things: government workers and a sort of rebound from all the employment we got from the World Cup, because the World Cup was ending. And so if you throw out the World Cup and the government workers, we actually had a number that was about plus 100,000, which is about what we...
If you cut out, get the fuck out of here, dude. Actually, we need people to work for the government. These same motherfuckers will bitch that they're, oh, we got to cut government workers. They're like, why did it take so long at the DMV? Why is my mail a couple days late? These fucking assholes. Okay, so here's this one's just a lie. Here's Hassett again. He's going to tell the lie that rent is going down in California. This is a lie. He's also going to say everyone's leaving. Also a lie. So two lies.
And our dereg efforts are also putting a lot of downward pressure on prices. And so I think the question is it going to continue? And I think that you're right to highlight shelter costs. And one of the metrics of shelter costs that I find most interesting is that they're going down pretty rapidly in places like California because everybody's leaving. And so when we look at the aggregate numbers, the fact that it's actually, even though they're high prices in California, it puts downward pressure on inflation because shelter costs are such a big share of inflation and everybody's leaving the state.
I want this motherfucker to name me one zip code in California where rent is going down. Just one fucking zip code. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. Also, there was some people like during the first year of COVID, California lost, I think it was like a million people or something. And it's been fucking steady since then. Hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down, more or less. So people are staying here, man. California fucking rules. We got our problems like everybody everywhere else, but California rules. And the idea that rent is going down in California is absurd. It's like such an obvious lie. I bet we could find a clip from Fox News this past week, where they would say, why is everybody paying these rising rents in California when it's such a shithole or something like that? You better bet we could find a clip of them saying something like that if we were to look. So here's some kind of fucking conservative event. These people will just boo a motherfucker because his name doesn't sound white enough. Check this out.
So I know Pastor Tice spoke about Officer Abdel Nabi a few moments ago. No, we're not booing. So I know Pastor Tice spoke about Officer Abdel Nabi a few moments ago. No, we're not booing. We're not booing him. He's the officer that passed away here recently. So, and I asked.
I know that shouldn't be funny. I don't know why this particular officer passed away, but these people heard his fucking name and they were like, boo, because they're like, his name sounds boo. These fucking ignorant motherfuckers, just absolute fucking ignorant ass bigot motherfuckers. I don't know anything about the guy. I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy, but they just booed him because his name sounded not white enough. Fucking bigoted ass motherfuckers. So watching people try to answer the question of who won the 2020 election has become kind of a bit of a spectator sport. This is from CNN.
3 nominees, one simple question. Who won the 2020 election? It's becoming a thing during these hearings. The nominees have no trouble saying Barack Obama beat John McCain. They have no trouble saying Obama beat Mitt Romney. But when it comes to Biden versus Trump, listen.
Be a man, be your own man right now and stand up and answer a question, yes or no. Did Joe Biden win the 2020 presidential election, yes or no?
The United States Congress.
Oh, there you go. Sir, stop.
Who won the 2020 election?
Senator, under the constitutional system, and in particular the 12th Amendment, Joseph Biden received the majority of the Electoral College vote.
In the 2020 election, who won between Donald Trump and Joe Biden?
Well, Joe Biden was certified by a joint session of Congress, and so as a matter of law, he was...
Hey, what else happened on that day?
Elected president.
That's just silly. That's just silly. It's kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Like, are we really gonna do this?
It is so cringe watching these Democrats do this line of questioning. It's like
that's what's cringe.
All right, if you think it's cringe, call the fucking homeowners association on them, fucking Becky.
I do, Caroline. No, it's like watching.
I do not envy the job that you guys have.
He's like, hey guys, we're gonna play our greatest hits, and you're like,
I'm sorry,
okay,
but
you guys were good in the 80s. Now there's no crowd. Nobody cares. They're wearing the tight leather jeans. They look terrible, and you're just like, wow, you guys are has-beens. This is all you have.
Caroline, hey Caroline, who won the 2020 election?
Yeah, Caroline, who won?
Oh, Joe Biden, but it was rigged by big
see how
tech.
simple?
There you go.
She said one name. It's like magic.
This is
you guys got to get new material.
Hold on. This is the longest game of password ever. The secret word is 2020. No gestures,
guys.
No genuflecting. Please don't give an answer.
Wait, what? They asked other questions. dude, what is he? They asked other questions.
Right. Just answer the question and move on. You look bad. No, and this
guys
is what
look bad.
This is what Americans get frustrated about. That our politicians have to spend this time asking these inane questions and getting inane answers. And that's where people...
Oh, it's everybody's fault. It's both sides. One lady was like, this is all really cringe. I don't know, like, why are we asking this? And then the host is like, who won? And the lady's like, Joe Biden. We're like, all right, well, I mean, I don't know. You're just some dumb lady on CNN that they have on because they have to have a conservative on, I guess. And they picked one who isn't that crazy or isn't that particular kind of crazy. So up next, the conservatives are kind of up in their feels about the WNBA, but not in the way that they usually are. They're usually up in their feels about it because they're like appalled that women would play basketball in the first place. But this story that was happening this week, it's like a continuation of like a story that's kind of been going on because they're like trying to turn one of the WNBA players into like some kind of conservative darling. But here we go. This story's been all over Twitter this week. Call the cops. There was a foul.
Nasty liberal women, especially in the basketball context. Who likes this Caitlin Clark? I think she's pretty cool. She's really good at those 3-pointers. Got people into the... I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Stop everything, everybody. Okay, relax. I thought we were going to call the race in Michigan. We're not going to do that. Getting back to the basketball player, very good at the 3-pointers, and they're very mean to her. I mean, you see, it looks like they're trying to kill her. I mean, watch. You've seen this.
What? Ouch. What? No. Basketball is a contact sport.
Good. You can't do that to her. And
wait, they didn't do anything. They were trying to get the ball.
And she's in a very, very bad spot, okay? They're doing this to her. I think there might be a...
If you were to ask her about this, she would be like, oh yeah, she probably wouldn't even remember that this particular incident happened during the game.
Racial component, I don't know for sure. But something awful is happening, and the league is not protecting her. And I think she may or may not be. Who knows what's going on in her head?
Wait, what? This is just people. This is what? They're just playing basketball.
All right. You know, she's surrounded. It doesn't quite.
She's surrounded. Well, by the other. Yeah, she got surrounded by the other players. This is a good opportunity for her to pass the fucking ball to one of the people that's not surrounding her. What are they talking about?
All right. The league has a responsibility. And if the league won't do anything, I think the cops have to show up and start making arrests the next time somebody tries to choke her or break her trachea, and you can die from that. As for her, yeah, she's kind of like hard to read about this stuff.
I think for us, it's not really a discussion we really have in our locker room. I think it's for leagues and the governing bodies to work with their athletes to find solutions.
Do you have any, reaction to the...
I just answered for you.
I don't know really what she's getting at. Some people are reading things into everything she does, the way she looks at somebody, the way she... 2 headlines from this moment.
I don't even know what the question was.
Interpretations. Number 1, Caitlin Clark shuts down reporter over Sophie Cunningham's anti-trans views. Independent Women's Law Clerk Center calls out Caitlin Clark for dodging the questions. Okay, she shuts down or she dodges. I don't know.
Wait, aren't you the same motherfuckers who are like, shut up and dribble?
I know that there shouldn't be trans people in the WNBA. I mean, that's... And she's a renegade. The other one for not wanting it, and she's in an awkward position, I guess. You shouldn't be. Can I say one other thing about this little press conference? Anybody notice the person who's just like she's in 4th grade? Look at that kid or player or whatever.
That's a woman. Wait. Looks like Kelsey Mitchell is good. Look at those numbers.
Curious about a piece of paper. And she
won't. Oh, did you know that black women who play basketball can read?
That's something a child would do. All right.
What, read a piece of paper? You know what children do? They read pieces of paper.
And this is the commissioner. I'm serious. Somebody's got to call the cops. If she won't do it, if she won't do it, if she's worried about the woke and the weirdo dynamics in the locker room, that's her problem. The community must protect Caitlin Clark.
Yo, what the fuck? Okay, so when they played that clip of her taking a question, we don't know what the question was. The question could have been anything. She's like, "Oh, that's for the league to work out. That's not my responsibility. I'm a player." We don't know what the question was. This would have led you to believe that she was asked a question about that horrible fucking violent crime or whatever that fucking happened to her, but it could have been about something else. Maybe it was about trans people in the sports, and she's like, "That's for the league to work out. That's not my decision." It could have been something else though. Right? It could have been salary caps. It could have been like the playoff schedule, right? It could have been motherfucking anything that they asked her. Like that whole thing was fucked up. Like, yeah, basketball, like it's not like football or whatever, like American football where you're constantly running into each other. But yeah, you end up in physical confrontation is the wrong word. You end up having contact with other players, and people sometimes get injured by that contact, right? That just happens. Not very often, actually. Basketball, pretty safe. So fuck that, dude. This is bullshit. Also, not for nothing, they were showing fucking mostly black players there in the shots where she was supposedly being beat up or whatever. But again, these were like slow motion fucking like 2 seconds of the fucking play. And we could tell just by watching it that the ball got loose and there was a melee or whatever to try to get the fucking ball, because like if nobody has the basketball, now everybody tries to get it because it's fucking what you do in basketball. This is fine. They're going to try to co-op this lady, and I don't know, man. She's pretty popular, and I have a feeling they're probably going to piss her off. I don't know enough about it, but I have a feeling they're going to piss her off. Here's we'll call this "Fuck the Moon." Everybody, fuck the moon.
And forgive me if this is a stupid question. I'm not a rocket surgeon, but
a rocket surgeon? Did he think that was a joke?
Lots of space trash, and like SpaceX rocket boosters.
Space trash. That's our new name for fucking Elon Musk. I mean, I don't like Elon Musk either, but it's pretty bold of a Fox News commentator to refer to him as space trash.
Into the moon, leaving a massive crater. Does using reusable rockets cut down on the space trash?
Well, first of all, I'd say we've made a ton of progress. I mean, America leads the world in this regard. It used to be the case that all rockets were disposed in the ocean. Now you've watched over the last few years. I mean, SpaceX has recovered more than 600 of their boosters by bringing them back in a spectacular way to land on ships and land back on land. Blue Origin has done the same thing with New Glenn. Stoke, companies like Rocket Lab, and are also working on similar technology like that.
Who the fuck is Rocket Lab?
Applicable on the moon. First, it's very infrequent to have things like the Falcon 9 second stage crash into the moon. Second, it's not
very infrequent. Dude, we're fucking littering on the moon now. Think about this. Now, I mean, we left some shit behind on the moon one time or a couple times, but we landed there. Like we didn't have the technology to get it back and shit. Now we didn't even go there. We just fucking littering on the moon, not even going there. That's like me littering in your neighborhood without even visiting.
Seen better days, but once you have reusable upper stages like Starship is doing, you're not going to be throwing them away. You're going to be turning them, landing them on the moon, and they're going to contribute to the city block you're trying to build on the lunar surface.
What? No. Get the man. Nobody wants. No. Listen, we're not going to colonize the moon. It is like a very dumb idea. What do you mean a city block? Well, they're going to complain about all the crime in the moon cities and shit, dude. I'm going to play moon basketball and say that like the white lady's getting beat up by the moon basketball players. Like, what the fuck? All right. So here's some people playing the COVID hits. It's kind of all they have. And I think these people really want another pandemic. I think that's what's going on here. I think they want so bad for there to be another pandemic so that they can play victim, not wear a mask, and scream at the cashier at the grocery store.
Said this, and I'm quoting, when he was asked on the Pat McAfee show about a question about football. He said, "I'm going to plead the fifth," Roger said, "like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward. Are you kidding me?" Pretty big statement.
Aaron Rodgers, in addition to being the winning quarterback in the Super Bowl for my Green Bay Packers, was smart enough not to take that experimental gene therapy and use ivermectin when he got COVID, apparently. And so, he was smart enough to use his own brains, be suspicious of these experts that totally
motherfucker probably has CTE.
The pandemic.
But I don't know what's wrong with the senator here.
So, my hat's off to Aaron Rodgers. I've always appreciated the stance he took. It was courageous within the sports world. Unfortunately, more people didn't follow him. We wouldn't have had as many athletes falling, unconscious, sometimes dead on the field of play. All the newscasters.
Oh, it's the died suddenly. They're doing died suddenly again.
You've seen the video reels of this happening in 2021. And what always bothered.
So remember when those were around, a lot of those people didn't die. And like a lot of those videos weren't even from 2021. Some of them were like 5 years old. Yeah, sometimes people collapse on the field or while they're playing because you're like exerting a lot of energy. Your heart rate is really high. And if you got problems with your cardiovascular system, that's when it's pretty likely to fucking express itself.
My mind is the news media just can't figure out what's happening here. Hey, like infant deaths after vaccines, we'll just call it SIDS. And we call it SAD, sudden adult death syndrome. Completely idiopathic. There
is no medical diagnosis, or the SADS isn't a thing. But I like that it says SAD.
Here, what could possibly have gone wrong here? Well, what went wrong is the experimental gene therapy in 2021. All of a sudden, you have people just dropping dead. And they're still covering up, by the way. We're still.
Except that a lot of those fucking images, some of them were, contemporaneous, but some of them weren't. And a lot of those people didn't die, right? They fainted, they had overexerted themselves and collapsed like on the field or on the court or whatever. This happens all the time. These people just weren't fucking paying any attention to it because it was not useful to them to run the video of it prior to a fucking vaccine that everybody freaked out about. Here's more. This is Rand Paul. Rand Paul also playing the COVID hits here. I swear to you, some of these people, the best thing that ever happened to a lot of these motherfuckers was COVID-19 because they got to pretend that something bad happened to them. Getting sick is bad, but they got to pretend that they were being oppressed.
And particularly during the pandemic, I was proud of any athletes that stepped forward. There were a few, Jovic, the tennis player, as well as Aaron Rodgers, and a few others who stood up and, got condemned by everybody for simply saying, you know what, I've had the disease, I've got immunity, and questioning whether or not they should be forced to take an injection they didn't agree with.
So the problem here is that you're in a locker room with people if you're a football player. So you should you're in close contact with a lot of people. You're sweating, you've been breathing hard. There's a lot of good reasons to maybe be more inclined to be vaccinated in that circumstance, not less. Right? Like you are in an environment where you are more likely, I think, to spread a disease because there's the locker room being what it is. So here's Dr. Oz. This is really interesting because it seems like he thinks he's saying one thing, but in these clips, it sounds to me like he's talking about himself and the people he works with.
And the reality is all these grifters have come from other areas, drugs and other criminal entities.
All right, dude, you were a talk show host. Sort of the same thing.
Because we've invited them in to the federal government to steal our money. And it started during COVID when...
are you talking about are you talking about the Trump administration?
A lot of money was thrown against the wall, and a lot of it was taken, and it was for the prior administration, didn't go after it. So now we've got crises in cities and states across the country.
Yeah, y'all are causing that shit. Yeah, that's you. Baby, you're talking about yourself. It's a fucking self-report, self-criticism here. Here's more from that Here's more from that interview where he is also self-reporting, self-criticizing.
We need more aggressive penalties. When you steal money from the federal government, you ought to go to jail and go to jail for a long time. We need to, and Congress is doing this, give us the support to be able to go off and get these bad guys. But the
yeah, you motherfucker, you. I don't know if you should get God or whatever, but you motherfucker, it's you. All right, everybody. The Daily Wire. Not having learned their lesson from losing a bunch of money on, what was that, fucking Snow White with Brett Cooper, that they fucking, I guess the contract was so bad that Brett Cooper was able to just leave in the middle of the filming of it. They didn't even finish the movie. Not to be discouraged by that, or their failures of everything other than, I guess, lady ballers. Ugh. I guess the claim is that somehow that fucking piece of shit made money, but not to be deterred by any of that. This is a movie called Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels. Daily Wire film.
Your country is beneath contempt.
We who love and serve Allah fought back against the Americans and the Zionists from the scourge of secularism and the lands of unbelief.
Anyone gonna listen to Captain Saunders tomorrow? The retired Delta Force soldier with a new book out.
He's the polar opposite of those brain-dead protesters.
Given the current climate, should Clay Saunders even be allowed on campus?
Mr. Saunders is a close personal friend of Chancellor Friedman. This is a decision I cannot fight.
There are three ways Islam will conquer the West. Through immigration, through the wombs of our women.
Oh no! Oh shit, they're gonna come over here and fuck your daughter. Oh no. I didn't watch this. I knew I had to just watch this fresh during the podcast. Oh my God.
And by using our nation's freedoms against us. Are you paying attention?
Listen carefully. The great Satan, America, will fall. You are infidels. The bodies of women are not pure and the men's souls are unclean.
What makes them so dangerous? Their goals are not in this life, but the next.
I got friends here. I can't just leave.
Listen to me!
In the law.
We cannot run or hide from what is coming. We have to fight.
I will be rewarded 10,000 times in the next life. When you die, you're nothing. Only one way to find out.
That's the American way.
Buckle up, Buttercup. It's gonna suck.
Yo, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to expropriate that in some kind of way from the copyright holders that who that movie belongs to, but I am fucking for sure going to watch it. So let's compare and contrast that movie with there's a Christian militia group sort of expanding across the U.S. There's a quick clip from it, from some of the reporting on it. We'll maybe take a closer look at it next week. But here, this is, I feel like maybe we should be a little more concerned with stuff like this. So yeah, like militia that is, that they're knighting people in the name of Jesus or whatever, seems like it should be a little more concerning to the average American. Up next, here is a thing called the Destiny Church, which I think we have covered before. Here's just a little bit about them. We may be taking a closer look at this sometime soon too. Although we got a lot on our plate to take a look at later.
We call on the innumerable company of angels in Jesus' name to come and strike these things down, to kill them, to purge them, to cast them down into the deepest depths of hell where they belong. They've had their chance, but they're done. They are dead. They are gone. In Jesus' name, we cut their heads off. We place them on our mantle right now. We raise them up and we say, Jesus Christ is Lord.
We come against everyone that's ever spoken about anyone from Destiny Church right now. We come against every doxer, every online hate group, every keyboard warrior. We come against those who hunt down Destiny Church members. We come against everyone who hates on the church. Anyone that's ever spoken against the church. Right now, we unleash the angelic destruction angel right now to come after you. That they are coming from after you. They're going to wipe you out. They're going to kill you right now. Spiritually, we come for you right now.
Dude sounded like one of them fucking, like in a movie about London, like one of them fucking like a hooligan from London. But like, it's really weird, right? We see the sort of contrast there where the Daily Wire has to give you a fictionalized version of militant Islam coming to get you. And we have a video of that is not fictionalized. It's cut out of a longer hateful sermon, I suppose. But we have video there of a fundamentalist Christian group that does exist that seems to be saying they're going to cut people's heads off. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. I know I feel some kind of way about that. Here's a far-right hate preacher, Dale Partridge, is going to talk about the history of the Third Reich, because I'm sure this is going to be great. Again, we should be worried about the Muslims, though.
After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles humiliated Germany and left the nation in economic and moral shambles. And it was attacked from within by grossly immoral Jewish forces during the Weimar Republic. It was a period of like extreme degeneracy marked by homosexuality, transgenderism, widespread brothels, child prostitution, sexual exploitation of Christian children. I think about like the Epstein files, but
he's going full blood libel on this one.
Larger scale. Now, it shouldn't shock any of us that Jews played a wildly disproportionate role in this attack on German culture and morals. See, Hitler's attack on the Jews didn't come out of thin air. Okay, there was a cause, there was an atmosphere built. The Jews had taken over much of the film industry. They've taken much over the media. And just as they dominate Hollywood today, they flooded the country with pornographic and sexual content. To give you just an idea of their level of influence, in 1931, Jews produced 60% of German films and wrote 82% of the screenplays, despite only making up less than 1% of the population. So this type of like very public moral decay and national humiliation made radical political solutions extremely appealing. It's why Hitler and the National Socialist movement became so attractive to just ordinary Germans. They promised to restore order and morality and German pride. So this Nazi or National Socialist movement terrified the Jews because it represented a powerful form of Christian nationalism.
I think that is in territory where you can't run that in Germany now. Right? That's one of them videos that the German government would force you to take down under German law. That dude's like, the Jews caused the Holocaust. But don't worry. You, my friend, you, my viewers, my listeners, you are the ones who are anti-Semitic because you might vote for a Muslim person if they were to run for office in your district or community. It's you. You are the anti-Semites, not these people. All right. Everybody likes a good sea shanty, right? Sea shanties are fun. Well, everybody likes a good sea shanty.
The salt is on my skin as we sail this ship toward heaven. All my sins are falling through the hands that they have nailed. For when the water rises, I know who it is that guides us. And when the devil tries us, I know who has already failed.
I'm going to go ahead and say that isn't even a sea shanty. A sea shanty, I didn't listen to this beforehand, but a sea shanty got a bit of swing, right? A sea shanty is not whatever that is. So we didn't ruin sea shanties for anybody. That ain't no sea shanty. Ain't got no swing. Somehow, some way, whiter than a sea shanty. So here's one. I don't know if any of our Aussies are here today, but shout out to the Aussies on public transit. This rules, actually. Good job to everybody involved here.
All he wants you to do is love him. He doesn't want you to do anything else except love him and have a relationship.
All I want you to do is shut up and leave me alone.
Ooh, one more time, coming in hot.
All he wants you to do is love him. He doesn't want you to do anything else except love him and have a relationship.
All I want you to do is shut up and leave me alone.
No one wants to hear it, bro. Be quiet.
A lot of people hear it.
Then can't you go and stand on the street with your fucking signs and wait for people to...
And I've done that. I've been in prisons in El Salvador. I've been in the slums of India. I've been in...
Nobody cares. Okay, we all have our stories.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I'm not trying to inflict mine on you, so just shut up, please.
And you wonder why the world is the way that it is.
I wonder why you won't pay any attention to the people who are asking you to keep your opinion to yourself.
Because I care about your soul. One day you're going to die.
Man,
and
you're not listening.
God.
It's great that you care,
I love
but I don't want you to tell me this shit, okay? I don't care if you love me. I don't know you.
I know that. Loves freely. It doesn't have to be returned. Right? You're angry. I'm not angry.
You sound angry.
I am not. I'm angry that you're so deceived.
Don't put it in the newspaper that I'm angry.
To the evil around you, that your children are suffering and you don't care. All you care about is making more money. All you care about is more sin.
Motherfucker, these people are on the train. These are not the fucking greed. Get these. No. These people are on the train. They're worried about making more money because they might not be able to afford the ticket for the train next time they get on.
Care about anything. It's a selfish world that you live in, and you need to repent because people are hurting.
Who's the selfish
and
one
suffering.
here, mate? Who's the one who won't shut up with their opinions? How selfish
You're
is
getting
that?
You're cheering, but it's crazy. You're
the
right,
selfish
and right
one
is
because you
wrong.
won't shut up.
Right. I'm the selfish one.
Yes. Can you not see that? You're forcing your opinion on everyone in this train.
Right.
We are asking you to shut the fuck up.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We usually, in the religious extremism part of this show, don't really get anything to fucking cheer for, but that fucking ruled. Shout out to that old guy. And by old guy, I mean dude who's like 3 years older than I am. Just hell yeah, public transit Aussies. That's a great clip. Good for that. Good for that old dude. They're just like, man, could you just shut the fuck up? I think generally on transit, you should just be quiet, right? If you end up having a conversation with the person standing or sitting next to you and it's pleasant or whatever, sure, that's great. That's a good thing about public transit. You start trying to have that fucking a one-way conversation or maybe like some sort of sermon or lecture to the people on the train. Well, no, this is bad etiquette. Doesn't matter what you're telling them actually, right? Just leave these people alone, man. Some of these people got headphones in, they're trying to listen to a podcast and now they hear you and their podcast at the same time. And that sucks. Everything about that sucked. So, Aussie public transit is way, way cooler than self-driving cars. And here's why. This is our last clip before we go into red light.
Hi. Yes, sir. A little fast. I wasn't driving. That's a self-driving autopilot, sir.
You're in charge, though. So I need to see your driver's license.
I'm in charge, but I wasn't driving. So
doesn't matter. You're in the driver's seat. You can blame the car all you want, but
how can we sort out this problem, sir? I wasn't.
Do you have a driver's license?
I do, sir.
The car doesn't have a driver's license. I need to see your driver's license.
But I can't get anything involved because this wasn't me, sir.
Sir, I need to.
It wasn't me. Like that song, it wasn't me.
I can't give you driver's license.
Okay.
First of all, I'm just.
No, not first of all. The first thing I need to see is your driver's license. That's the number one thing.
wasn't me.
All right, sir. I did write you a ticket for speeding, 64 and a 45. I'm not sure how this whole thing works, but it's not.
Oh yeah, that's a half again. Yeah, you were driving too fast. Yeah, I was thinking like if this guy would have just given his ID, maybe the cop would have just been like, whatever, slow down, tell your car to slow down. But nah, that's almost half again as fast as the speed limit.
And I've stopped. It's been an autopilot. I don't know why they decided to speed. But there's no way the speed limit here is 65 or whatever it thought it was. It's only 45.
So like, is this happen? You telling me that this is not the first time that you pull over with the Tesla?
Yes.
So how do you figure out in the car?
How I figure out what?
How do you figure out in the court when you talk to the judge or when I'm talking to the?
Oh, fuck yeah, go to court. You know who's gonna love this? A judge. You know who's gonna fucking love this is the judge. This is fantastic. I think you should take this to court.
I'm going to figure out. I wasn't driving.
It doesn't matter. You're completely in charge of the car. You were driving.
No, sir. I was here.
You're missing the point. You are driving.
I'm not driving. This is a sus driving, and I was sitting here.
Sir, whether you turn it over to the car doesn't matter. You're still driving. You can say the car's driving as all you want. The judge is not going to play that game. You were driving. If you choose to trust the car...
I need to see your supervisor, please.
Sir, this is your ticket. On the bottom is a complaint number. If you want to talk to my...
I just want to speak with
Well, this is your copy. Do you want your driver's license back?
So you can't address me like that.
Sir, do you want your driver's license back?
Dude, what do you mean you can't address me like that? Fuck the police, but I think this... Yeah, the cop is being nice to him. Like, he's just like, yeah, doesn't matter. Here's your driver's license back. Oh, don't talk to me that way. Motherfucker.
I need to speak for your supervisor.
You can, like I said, you can give him a call.
No, I can't. I need your supervisor right now.
You want me to call him here?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell him that you want him here. I'll see what he says.
He goes back to the car. The supervisor's like, no.
Supervisors are busy. If you want to sit here and wait, you can. There's a court date on the ticket.
You will be here, and then he will come here because I got every recording right here. This is how you respond to me. This is how you rude to me. This
how
is
am I rude to you?
So listen, sir. With due all respect, I'm a good citizen. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm a zero criminal. You treat me like that hole like this. I
didn't treat you like a hole.
No. You dropped. I have a witness.
If the guy has, you know what, fucking fuck the police or whatever, dude, cop, just get in your car and leave and let this motherfucker sit there. Don't tell the supervisor to come. Just let this asshole sit at the side of the road. Let him sit there. He has his ticket. Just leave. You'd be like, this is stupid. I gotta go.
She got a witness. You draw me like this? You want to see your driver license? That's not acceptable, sir. I'm a good citizen, okay? You cannot treat me like this good citizen.
Are you going to sit here and wait for the supervisor?
No, I want your supervisor right now, and then you will be here. Because I went to
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Like, yo, I hate these people. Don't make me root for the cops, dude. I hate when these motherfuckers make me root for the cops. I'm not rooting for the cop, but that's like what the cop is supposed, if you're speeding, you weren't driving recklessly, no felonies, no warrants, apparently. So you're supposed to, cops is either at their discretion supposed to give you the ticket or maybe let you off with a warning, and then you're supposed to leave, and so is the fucking cop. That's it. That's all that's supposed to happen. So I guess like Australian public transit, good. People who let their cars drive the car by itself and don't give a fuck if the car is going, I think maybe 35 or 40% over 135 or 140% of the speed limit, bad. Cops, bad. Being the guy who bitches at the officer who's just trying to give you a ticket, and then, I don't know, maybe he's going to go shoot somebody else's dog or something and do something actually bad to somebody after this. Bad. Like, dude. I think it's like people, I think this guy's almost guaranteed this guy's like one of those Elon people, right? He's got the Tesla because he loves Elon Musk and he thinks he's like better than everybody else. I bet that's what's going on here. I wonder if he's going to fucking tweet at Elon about this. Elon, save me. Dude, you just got a ticket. That's it. But I hope he goes to the judge with this bullshit. Judge is going to be like, when people come in here and they have a ticket, I usually just cut their fee in half because they took the time to come in and come to traffic court. I haven't had a car in a while, but every time, like when I went to traffic court twice because I did the ticket. Once I went because I wanted to take the fucking stupid class. The other time I went because I was like, well, this is an awful big fine. I wasn't really going that fast. Both the first time, the no fine, the fucking judge had me go to the stupid fucking class for fucking driving. And the next time I was like, oh, I just think the fine is excessive. And the judge is like, well, what if I cut it in half? Can you pay it today? I'm like, yeah, I'll pay it today. Boom, you're done. This guy's going to go in there and go, it was the car's fault. The judge is going to be trying to figure out a way to increase the fine. Right? And they're just like sitting there thinking, how can I increase the fine? Anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody watching live for sitting, hanging out during the podcast part of the show. And everybody listening to the podcast, thanks for checking out the podcast. You can check us out live on Twitch. We're live Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and some Saturday nights. Shows start anytime between 7 and 9 p.m. Pacific. And occasionally you'll catch the Media Wench on Tuesday mornings doing what she calls a Daywalker stream for the Shasta County Board of Supervisors meeting. Support this project at patreon.com/echoplex or at eplex.store. I prefer the second one because Fourth Wall is actually pretty cool. And if you're watching live, you know the drill. I'm going to play Boomers by Periscope, change the color of the lights, change the content of my drink, and we'll be back for Red Light. See everybody in just a couple minutes.